Take notes.
Big Beach.
We're here.
My man, Alan Houston.
It's different this time.
Finally a win for the New York Knicks last night. First gamer Frank Ntilikina got some real minutes. As we all know, he scored 0 points, 0 for 6 from the field, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, I believe. But something about this kid, he was able to make an impact without scoring last night. Here he is early on Kobe White. Immediately white on rice, trying to make sure he's staying on his man. As we move on here, helps a little bit on Thad Young. Ball still goes in, but you're seeing the defense, you're seeing the activity. I feel like the entire team just picked it up once he did. Here's on Zach LaVine. I thought this was pretty good defense. Zach LaVine, big shot maker, gets that one to rattle in. But though the Bulls did go on a bit of a run early, there's RJ with the turnover. There's Frank getting back on Kobe White. It felt like the Knicks' defensive intensity picked up and the ball movement. Frank right there, and Kobe White almost gets a steal. Chris Dunn, Kevin Knox here. Dunn back and forth. Frank at least helps. And little things like that. You know, Knox was called for the foul, but Frank just sticking your arm in there, making things a little bit more difficult. Now we're on offense where we know Frank definitely struggles, and he did in this game as well. Nice move here. I thought it was a good pass to Knox. Knox drives in. Gibson. Knox fighting again. Back down the other end. Frank back on defense. Chris Dunn trying to get back Bobby Portis, and he misses. Defense is contagious, people. Here's Frank on the break right after. Nice pass ahead to Knox. Knox gets the charge, running in there. Decent pass, not the best one, but good to see Frank moving the ball, pushing the pace, getting the ball up the court. Frank again, Kobe White, over to Taj Gibson. Frank's going to get it again here. Get trapped, over to Taj. Taj over to Kevin. Kevin, pump fake, inside jumper. When Frank's on the court, I don't know if it's because he can't necessarily get to the rim or not, but the ball movement just hits another level. Frank moves the ball very quickly. Thad Young over big Taj Gibson and Willie Ellington mess up the switch there. Frank tries to help on both guys. Can't get it done, but still the awareness and IQ is there. It's Frank again on Kobe White. Thought he defended this okay. Kobe got too much separation when he stepped back. And Frank threw this one up, hit the front rim. But, you know, after one quarter, the Knicks were down by 18. I genuinely thought, you know, things are looking pretty good in terms of defense at least. And here's Frank again. Boom. Beginning of the second quarter, he's right all over Kobe White, making things happen, making him uncomfortable, getting the 8-second violation. It's these effort plays. That's where Frank is going to make his money in the NBA and on this team. Just, you know, giving more effort on defense than the other guy. Next possession, Kobe on Frank. Frank recognizes the screen, gets around it twice, switches well, back out to Kobe. That's an okay contest. That shot was on line, just a bit too hard, but enough to deter him as well, like I just said. And on offense here, Frank and Bobby, 2-man game, and Frank travels and tries to work out exactly what he did right after. Pivot foot, young man. A lot of traveling for some Knicks players. Youth and inexperience. Knox, Randall, both of them are doing it. Randall, not really excusable, however. Next play on offense, Frank, over to Kevin, back out to Frank. He's waiting for Ellington, running off a floppy, couldn't get it. Frank again gets a nice move, nice separation here, good pass. Taj took a little bit too long to gather it. I guess Frank could have put it a bit more on target. He gets an open shot here, however, and he's got to make that. There were at least 2 or 3 of these, and these are must-makes for Frank. He can hit it. He hit it in FIBA. He's hitting in the NBA. He's got to hit it. Here he is on Dunn. Next possession. No separation for Dunn. Still no separation. Frank there challenging. Just an annoying defensive possession there. He's being a pest. Off the miss. Bobby running up the court. Over Wayne Ellington. Sharpshooter. Bang. Knicks getting back in the game. Defense, passing, and teamwork. Here's Frank again. Next possession. I really hate some of these passes Frank does sometimes. These bounce passes that are weak. Here he is, however, getting back, getting the steal. Thought he wrestled that away well. Should have let him play on. Frank's surprisingly strong. I've even seen him wrestle with Giannis once and hold his own. But when it comes to those passes I was talking about, Frank tends to sometimes have these really lazy bounce passes on the perimeter. And you saw it against the Spurs earlier this season in the first game, and even at times this summer. So something he's definitely got to cut out. He's too good for that, especially a basic bounce pass. Here's Frank again. Now Kobe White. Back inside. Great D by Bobby Portis. Defense is contagious. Frank on the break. Pass ahead. RJ Barrett to the cup. Buckets. Frank and RJ. It makes a lot of sense. We'll talk about it more in future videos, I'm sure. Here the Bulls coming back again. A little bit stuck. Taj Gibson. And look at Wayne Ellington here. Wayne Ellington, really good defending from him last night as well. Like I said, it's contagious. Everyone's moving now. Everyone's excited. Everyone's playing with energy. Knicks down 10. Good defense, team defense there, even though it almost rattled in. But Frank and Todd just can't get it away from Wendell. So Frank may be a little strong, but not strong enough there as the Bulls make it a 12-point game. Frank on the other end now. Kobe White defending him. Trying to get RJ free. Trying to get Ellington free. Frank, nice move to the cup. Bad pass. You got to finish there. Frank, sometimes gets to the rim, doesn't know what to do. That's the next step of his game. Here he is, tracking Kobe White. He's going to switches over to Dunn, and Dunn cannot get separation. Frank completely stifling him there. RJ on Kobe. Gets Kobe again, kind of similar to what he did to Frank in the first quarter. Getting too much separation on that step back. RJ needs to be a little bit more on him, make it a little bit more difficult for him. Next possession, here's Bobby. Here's Frank. Takes the screen, gets into the lane. A little bit stuck. Taj separates again. Here's Taj. Great pass. RJ Barrett misses the shot, but that play was kind of broke down similarly to that earlier Knox one did with Frank and Taj working together. Here's RJ. Stuck in there. Todd tries to get in there, plays it over to Bobby. They're moving the ball. It's not perfect, but they're trying to get things done. Frank getting trapped there, getting over to Taj. Taj getting over to RJ. It was an open shot. That happens every night. We're going to get a lot of buckets. There's Otto Porter. Switch over Markkanen. Randall does a good job of staying on his feet. Back out Wendell Carter. And just more activity. Frank right up on Zach LaVine. No space at all. Zach ends up having to take an off-balance shot after a pump fake. The Knicks defense intensity just picked up. Frank here again. Takes a screen from RJ. Can't get it back to him. Got tripped a bit there. But swings it over to Wayne. Wayne's kind of stuck, so we're going to go back to RJ. RJ tries to get it to Frank. Couldn't get it to him. Bad pass there. And then Frank uses a foul on Zach LaVine. Smart foul there. Would have been an easy fast break bucket for the Bulls. Thought Frank used his fouls really well tonight. Well, last night, compared to how he has in the past. No silly reach-in fouls. A lot more fouls in transition and stopping guys getting to the basket. Bumps him enough to force this Kevin Knox steal. And this is what we mean by the little things. Frank just being there, being active, reaching his hand out, using that length, using that wingspan. Can sometimes even create steal opportunities for others. Frank on offense again. Fourth quarter action now. Wayne Ellington. Over to Bobby, back out of Frank. Frank unsure what to do. Gets it to Julius. Wayne comes around the screen. I like it. We're seeing, like I said, we're seeing some actions. Randall does really well to get the ball here. Gets stuck. Reluctantly did not want to pass to Frank there. Frank, nice move. Getting all the way. He's got to finish that. Again, I like the move. He moved quick. Chris Dunn is a decent defender. Frank was able to use his length, get to the rim. But he's got to do better there. Frank again going to the rim. Rejected this time. Has to go up stronger. He at least in the second half, I saw him getting way more aggressive, getting to the basket. Knicks hustling here, getting back with Bobby. There's Frank. Pass to Randall and Julius. We know he struggles sometimes getting tunnel vision, but he'll get there, guys. Believe me, he'll get there. Frank on Kobe here. Excellent defense, no space. Reach everything there. Kobe barely saves it, and then what the hell? What an insane shot. Tough defense there. Frank again, the Bulls are running away from him. They're daring him to shoot. He's got to make it. Kevin can, however. His three-point shot has been incredible so far this season. I believe he's over 50%, killing it so far. Here's Frank again, all over Zach LaVine. Frank just does not let guys get comfortable. Again, bumping. Nice. I think it was a smart foul there again. Frank kind of got beat. Uses the foul there on the perimeter, stopping penetration to the basket and perhaps a kick out. Fizz putting Frank on Zach really made me happy. We're seeing Frank use how I think he should be used. Defensive stopper, put him on the main guy. Worst case, he's going to annoy them. Here he is stepping in well to cover, but Wendell Carter is able to make it over him. Still good defensive IQ as Frank rotates over to try to stop the bucket there. Here he is looking for Wayne Ellington. Can't get that done. Over to Bobby Portis. Bobby goes back out to Frank. Frank, unsure, checks in, gets into the paint. Randall, dunk. Really nice play there. Frank recognizing what's going on, keeping a dribble. In the past, he might have picked the ball up. Now on the other end, here he is back on Zach LaVine. Ball rattles in and out. Frank gets it back. Now he's running down the court. Knicks down 6. Like I said, defense is contagious. Ball over to Randall. Randall dribbling, getting into trouble. Frank is wide open, killing us. He has to hit that. It's about 3 of these buckets you really feel could have changed this game. I mean, the Knicks won in the end, but look at this. Frank comes right back down, still plays tough defense, gets him to stop. If this kid can just figure out how to make these open shots, it'll be huge. Frank is out the game. Zach LaVine straight to the basket immediately. No shock there. Now we're on a minute left. Frank came back in. We got RJ and Frank in the backcourt. Frank there, staying disciplined, not fouling. RJ, good job there too. Frank reacting again, back on Zach LaVine, doing everything he can to make it annoying for him. Gets through the screen at least. Bobby Portis covers well. Great contest. Frank with the rebound. Ball over to RJ. And I gotta let this one play for the culture. It's not Frank, but it's my man OG Bobby P. Bobby Portis. What a night last night. Really happy for him. Come back down the other end. Finishing up the game here. Frank there. This is a good example again of Frank. Lauri Markkanen misses, but he's wide open when he gets it in. Frank he does enough to put him a bit off. Frank on LaVine. Barrett got out here. Nice contest in the end. Markkanen can't keep it in. And last play here. Here's Frank on Otto Porter. Bumping. Trying to stay disciplined. Not fouling. Game was done at that point. But Frank Ntilikina, despite not scoring, he had some good looks. I liked some of what we saw in terms of conceptually what he was trying to do on offense. But he really brought a spark to the team last night. The defensive intensity picked up. Bobby Portis had a crazy game. Really fun time for Knicks fans, like we said last night, especially with everything that's been going on with the team. Of course, the news today that Reggie Buck's sister has died. Really terrible news. So we got to rally around these guys. But they put on a show last night. Frank was so happy. He just wanted to be around the guys. He's a winning player. And when he plays, he makes things happen. I don't think it matters too much if he's the starting point guard or the backup. Just get this guy minutes, get him on the court, get him comfortable. I think that jumper starts to fall the more comfortable he gets.
As always, thanks again for watching our video. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you'll know every time that we post a new video. And check out some of our other stuff.